for Kitchener-Conestoga. We're here with young people today because we want to talk about how Doug Ford has abandoned young people. Every day when I'm knocking on doors, I see more and more young people who've moved back in with their parents because they can't afford a place to rent and they can't afford to buy their first home. And we see that our housing starts are down and the government hasn't done anything about it. So many young people have given up hope of ever owning their own home. And this is a generational unfairness. It's not fair that young people don't have the same opportunities as the generations that came before them. I got into politics because I want my kids to have a livable planet and a place to live. But more and more we see that that is a fleeting hope. I don't want to see any more young people leave the country, leave the province because they can't afford a place to live. I want to see bold changes from our government, bold changes that mean that young people and all generations have the hope of owning their first home.
In Doug Ford's Ontario, housing starts are at a historic low, and housing costs are at a historic high. As a matter of fact, the average home in Ontario now costs $830,000. Experts have pointed out, with the trade war, construction costs are only going to go up. That's why we need bold action right now. And that's why I'm so excited to introduce the Ontario Greens First-Time Homebuyers Plan. This is a plan designed to drive down the cost of housing and build 2 million homes over the next decade by, first of all, legalizing fourplexes and four-story as of right across the province, and legalizing sixplexes in cities over 500,000 population, and legalizing mid-rise homes 6 to 11 stories along major transits and main streets. Secondly, we will reduce development charges, eliminating them on homes under 2,000 square feet and being built within existing urban boundaries. As an example of how this will increase affordability, development charges on the average single-family home in the city of Toronto has gone from around $12,000, $14,000 in 2010 to over $141,000 in 2024, increasing the cost of housing, especially for first-time homebuyers. Third, our plan would remove the provincial land transfer tax for first-time homebuyers. Combined, these changes could save the average first-time homebuyer up to $150,000 on the cost of a new home. This is the kind of bold action we need in the province of Ontario to build 2 million homes within existing urban boundaries that people can afford in the communities they know and love without paving over our farms, our forests, and our wetlands. You know, the only homes that Doug Ford seems to want to build are mansions in the Greenbelt, benefiting wealthy land speculators and putting the profits of those speculators over the affordability needs of first-time homebuyers. The Ontario Greens First-Time Homebuyers Plan will bring back fairness to the housing market and ensure that a whole generation of young people can achieve the dream of home ownership. That's how Ontario Greens are fighting for fairness and ensuring that we address the housing affordability crisis that Doug Ford has created. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thanks. If media who want to ask questions could line up here and we'll get started.
Great.
Okay, no questions, we're good.
Great, thanks everyone. I appreciate you joining us today. And I want to be very clear that as we head into this trade war, housing is going to become an even bigger issue. Doug Ford has failed to address the housing crisis. Ontario Greens will fix it. Thank you.